What's up, Skins Nation? Welcome once again to our 11th edition of Pigskin Facts, History and News. Apologize for the little delay as we continue forward. And as we continue, we're in our shining moment, our gem of the day. We go back to Super Bowl 22, the time January 31st, 1988, Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, where the Washington Redskins take on the Denver Broncos. And continuing from where I was talking about the Redskins had an unknown running back by the name of Timmy Smith that came in the game, and he ran roughshod over the Denver defense. The Washington Redskins defensive line dominated the game on both sides of the ball. And Timmy Smith ran through those holes like there was tomorrow. I'm telling you, he could drive his car, your mama's car, your brother's car, and still drive through those Denver holes that the Washington offensive line created, the Hogs, and he would go untouched. I'm telling you. So, with that said, like I said, the huge Redskin lineman pushed back the Denver D-line with ease and opened up lanes and holes so big you could actually drive an 18-wheeler. Flop, flop, flip, flip, flop, flop. You could drive the 18-wheeler through those holes and you still wouldn't be touched. So, the Skins controlled the line and they dominated on both sides of the ball. Quarterback Doug Williams threw for a then Super Bowl record 340 yards and 4 touchdowns on 18 of 29 passing. What a day. Running back Timmy Smith, who I mentioned earlier, ran the ball for 204 yards and a 24.2 rushing average. Wow. Wide receiver Ricky Sanders, 1/3 of the wide receiver trio, the Posse, caught 9 passes for 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had an incredible day. Meanwhile, Hall of Fame Denver quarterback John Elway completed 14 of 38 passes for 257 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. And their run game was shut down on 17 carries for 97 yards. As the Redskins obliterated, destroyed, annihilated, decapitated the Denver Broncos 42-10, winning in one of the most lopsided games in Super Bowl history that will forever be remembered in Redskins folklore and Redskins history. And that happened to be our second of 3 Super Bowl titles, as the Redskins would go on in 4 more years, and they would return back to the Super Bowl 26, and they would go on to defeat the Buffalo Bills 38-24. All right, that's all I have. That was our shining moment, our gem of the day. And now that takes us to Redskin news. Unfortunately, and sadly, former All-Pro running back Mike Thomas has passed away. He passed away yesterday. Mike Thomas was an All-Pro running back with the Washington Redskins. He won Rookie of the Year. He was drafted in 1975 out of Nevada, Las Vegas. And he spent 4 seasons with the Redskins from 1975 to 1978. He won the NFL Rookie of the Year award in 1975. He had 919 yards rushing that year. And as a Redskin, he ran for 3,360 yards running the ball. He caught 92 passes for an additional 2,011 yards. and he scored 30 touchdowns. So he had a successful career as a Redskin. Mike Thomas, born 1953, and he's left us, and may his soul rest in peace. 1953 to 2019, 66 years old. And I give my condolences to the Mike Thomas family, and may the peace of God rest on you, and make Mike Thomas forever rest in peace. And let's just give a moment of silence. Let's just close our eyes in respect to that. Okay, coming back. Last night, our beloved Redskins played their last preseason game of the year, and we lost to the Baltimore Ravens 20-7. The game was meaningless, however, but there were a lot of bright spots on our team, as the game showcased in this final preseason game the players that were either drafted or the players that came aboard undrafted or were signed off the street. They had a chance to showcase their skills to make the final roster. 37 players will be cut down to 53 for the main roster for the new season. So there were some bright spots. Like I said, there were some bright spots all throughout preseason. Our quarterback, Dwayne Haskins, that was drafted out of Ohio State, he started the first half, and he played a really good game. He had a lot of very, very crisp, zinging throws. He throws the ball well in the seam, and there were 3 passes that were dropped last night, unfortunately, by Cam Sims that would have bettered his stats. But he played a pretty good game. He showed poise and commanded the huddle, and you could tell his maturity throughout the preseason process. So he's coming along. He finished the game. Quarterback Dwayne Haskins finished the game 10 out of 17 for 104 yards and 1 touchdown. There were a lot of bright spots this preseason. Wide receiver Robert Davis caught 2 touchdowns during the preseason. I believe he caught a couple passes last night, and he was even involved in special teams, especially in the game last week against the Atlanta Falcons, where he recovered a fumble on a kick return and he caused a fumble on another. So that was great. A lot of standouts. Linebacker Cole Holcomb, who was drafted in the 5th round, I believe, out of North Carolina. He's injured now, however, has an injured shoulder, but he showed improved during the preseason. Cornerback Jimmy Moreland, our 6th rounder, either was he our 6th rounder or 7th rounder? One of those, out of James Madison. He showed improved during preseason, and I definitely know that he may well be a starter. They call him the People's Corner. He had 13 tackles during preseason, 2 passes defensed, and he also had caused 2 fumbles. So he had a great preseason. Casanova McKenzie, linebacker running off the edge, very fast guy. Disrupted quarterbacks in the preseason, as we all noticed, and I think he has a wonderful shot to make this team. So there were a lot of bright spots, and of course there's a lot of things that we had to work on as a defense. So looking forward to that moving forward. So the Redskins move on. Week 1, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, as I just replaced the helmet there. Redskins and the Eagles, so that ought to be a great game coming up. Looking forward to it. I didn't get to mention on my last segment, quarterback Case Keenum was named the starter for that game. And we're gonna see what he's gonna do. He's learning the playbook. He's coming along good during training camp and in preseason. He started out kind of shaky, but he got better as the games went on. So really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to this revamped Redskin defense. And I believe that our defense can be an elite defense, a top 5 defense in the NFL this year. And I believe that that defense in itself will keep us in a lot of games. It'll give our offense a chance. And I'm really looking forward to it. That front four, Payne, Allen, Ioannidis, Settle, is gonna really be interesting. And on the back end, we got Josh Norman, Landon Collins, John Bostic as linebacker, running command of the defense. Ryan Kerrigan, our defensive MVP from last year, returning. So it's going to be awesome. Montez Sweat, who was drafted this year out of Mississippi State, on the other side at linebacker. So it's going to be real interesting to see what our defense does. And even on offense, we have a patchwork offensive line, but we're going to see what it do. Hope to see Calvin Harmon, wide receivers, and Terry McLaurin out there doing their thing. Running backs, Darius Geis, excited about him coming back. We're looking for him to be that workhorse that we expected last year. But he was injured the first preseason game. He's healthy now. He's back. And Jordan Reed, get well soon. He's on concussion protocol, but I'm sure he'll be coming off of that sooner or later. So we should have him back for that September 8th opener against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, you are going down, 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 down. So nobody's giving our team a chance in this first game, but hey, that's why they play the game. You never know. Any Sunday, any NFL team could be beat. And predictions. My prediction. Oh, you want my prediction? Okay. I'm going to go on record. I'm going to say it. I'm going to go on record. We are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in our first game. And the final score, and my prediction, will be the Redskins 21 and the Eagles 10. That is my prediction for the first game. So with that said, I'm going to get out of here. And I am glad that the preseason is over, because at times I give it the lampshade award. It was kind of lame during some of the games, but there were some good shining moments as well. So moving forward, looking forward to the new season. So with that said, I am your host of hosts, Fred Norris Watson Jr. I say, Hail Nation, I love you, and we're going to see you next time. Have a good week, and let's get ready for some football. And until next time, peace.